Hello, dear ICX in Austria. It's time for our second webinar in ICX, and this time we will be talking about international relationships. Why do we need them? How to establish them? How to maintain and upscale them? First of all, let's talk about why do we need to have international relations, and here I listed a couple of reasons. The first one is to boost our international presence. Every year we open quite some amount of opportunities both in IGV and IGE as well as in IGT, and the thing is that our countries who are sending interns to us need to know about those opportunities. They need to see Austria as an attractive country for promotion of those opportunities to the young people who would want to go on exchange to Austria. We also need to secure our applicants because when you have close relations with some countries, let's say Italy, Greece, Canada, or Colombia, you can be sure that you have agreed that those countries will supply you with applicants and your opportunities will be covered. Also, it's important to have international relations in order to align the timeline of realization, the timeline of approving, of attraction, also to see what profiles can this country supply you with and understand if those profiles are matching the opportunities you are opening. For example, let's imagine you have opened a marketing opportunity in the startup and Italy tells you, some LC from Italy, let's say Bologna, tells you that they have a lot of students who study marketing and who are interested to go on exchange to Austria. This is called profiles alignment. As well as profiles and timeline, you need to align expectations regarding the process, regarding how much time it will take for them to attract EPs and for you to make the selection happen, and finally to approve and realize the person. Overall, IR makes the whole process better, faster, and easier for both entities who are engaged in those kinds of relations, and you can deliver more and better experiences together. Now that we are aware of why do we need to make international relations happen in our operational work, here are some behaviors that you need to follow while maintaining international relations. The first one is professional mindset. You are organizing exchange together and you would need to act professional, reply very fast and always, consistently answering all the messages in the channels you have established together for the communication. You have to be solution oriented and always try to adapt the process or see how you can find the profiles you are missing or how can you reshape the process together to make it the most efficient and to achieve your goals together. Also, you have to be not over promising because you cannot promise that you would, for example, accept 10 people from Greece, but then your startups might need people from other countries and they would prefer other applicants. That is why you still need to set numerical expectations with your partners, but don't be over promising and like saying that, yes, we will approve your applicants for sure. Just give us them. Try to also maintain this positive mindset, but don't overpromise things. Always be proactive in communication, in requesting candidates if you are missing them, in asking to have additional call or meeting, just to also shape your process together. And in case you need any additional things from your partner, don't be afraid to be proactive, to ask them and to request them, because that is why you are partners and you are working together. Also, one of the most important behaviors in maintaining international relations is tracking. Tracking is the key to successful international relations. You have to be tracking all the expectations you set together and especially your goals. But we will talk about it a little bit later. That's how international relations work. First of all, you start here with a plan. So you will have your numerical plan of the number of realizations you want to make for summer peak, for example. Then you establish your international relations with other else's from other entities, and you create plan together. So basically, you break down your numerical plan for the peak among the LCs you are establishing partnerships with. And that would be your plan for the peak. You will also plan which profiles you will be attracting together, how will you shape the process. That would be your plan for IR. Next step is to deliver the plan. So as soon as you go in sales, as soon as you go in attraction and consideration, here comes the stage of the plan delivery, and you are working together side by side in order to attract applicants to your opportunities, in order to approve them as fast as possible. Then, of course, delivery is also not only measured by attraction and approving, but by delivery of standards, and pretty much the delivery of partnership is over as soon as your realization peak is over and your EPs that have been on your exchange filled in all the standard survey and NPS survey. Then you decide if you want to maintain this IR relationship. So in case it was successful, you can reapproach the partner, you can sit again together and plan your winter peak. Of course, you have to evaluate how the peak worked out for you. Would you like to change something? Would you like to do something differently? And start planning next peak together. That's how, going one of those circles, you can scale up your relationship and you can even upgrade it and end up more interesting things, which I will be talking about a bit later. So, how, first of all, we will go through each stage of this IR establishment process, and we will start with plan. The planning of IR partnership usually starts with data analysis. What you have to take a look at is supply and demand data based on each subproduct you are running in your project. For example, for Empower Austria, it would be marketing, sales, business administration, internationalization. And for IGV, we would be talking about SDGs you are running. Analyze the historical data and performance of your LC. Also, understand what percentage you had approved and realized with each entity. For example, what you need to do practically is to open on Expa approvals and realizations you did in summer peak and see from which countries were those people coming. That's how you will understand how many approvals and how many realizations you did with different countries. Then you have to collect the information from previous terms from your successors about which LCs did you work with in the past, which are the ones who will be continuing working with you based on the previous good performance, and contact sending entity LCs. Like this, in this case, it's about transferring of the contacts of the sending entity LCs to also. This is a bit of like responsibility of your LCVP current, so you can approach them to do so, to put you in touch with people from sending entity LCs. Preparation maintains writing of the opening email to LCs you want to get in touch with. You also need to find who is the valid contact person in the LC. Usually it would be also LCVP elect or GX. You need to prepare the list of your subproducts and selection process you will be running. You need to also share opportunity search tool if you already have one, and you need to have numerical proposal because you are already aware of your goal and you need to decide how many exchanges do you want to do with this LC. Just as proposal, because for sure you will discuss it together and decide together. The next stage is delivery of the IR partnership. So here you need to set partnership first of all. That is why you need to choose a partner based on data analysis. And don't forget to check NPS and visa requirement before approaching, because for sure we cannot establish partnerships with those countries or LCs with whom we might have visa issues, and as well with those who don't really care about standards delivery. When you are arranging meeting itself, before you do so, send their opportunity search tool or opportunity booklet to the person you will be talking to, and send as well the meeting agenda. Here is the meeting agenda itself, and those are the topics you would need to cover during IR call. The first one is introduction. It's nice just to have an icebreaker to introduce each other. Here you can talk about your ISAC experience so far. How did you become LCVP elect? Why did you decide to take this responsibility? You have a lot of things in common. Just talk about them. Also, you need to talk about supply and demand. So, how many opportunities are you planning to open, and how many opportunities sending entity is planning to approve? You have to take a look together at your opportunity search tool, or in this sense, at your sub-products and startups you're working with. You need to also define timeline and peak of your realization. Then you can move forward to discussing of goals and establishing final goal together. You need to talk through how is standard delivery happening in your LCS, set some expectations and rules regarding standards and the process overall. You need to also establish communication flow and touch points, and date of the follow-up meeting is very, very necessary not to lose the touch point you already had. So regarding communication flow and touch points, it's better for you to define the channel, for example, WhatsApp, through which you will be talking, and how often you would keep each other updated. After you had this call, you need to discuss with your team, LCVP and MCVP ICX, in this case me, if this partnership is valid, would you like to proceed with this? And if you get an approval, you can move forward. How to maintain your IR partnership. So first of all, you need to have follow-up meeting and tracking. For that, you need to prepare output of the discussion with your team, LCP and MCVP. You need to set fixed timeline for partnership and fixed opportunity you will be proposing to this concrete partner. Make sure everything is going well, maintain the communication. This is already related to tracking of the partnership. So as soon as you go in the sales process, you need to have constant communication with your partner to also see if they can already provide you with applicants for your opportunities. You need to have at least bi-weekly, monthly touch point to check the call achievement and to analyze how the process is going for both of you. Make sure you are taking care of standards implementation as it gets closer to realization itself. Also, you can adjust your goals if needed and collect promotional tools and spread it, help your OGXers to promote your opportunities you have open. Also, it's very, very good if you collect success stories with EPs from your partners and you send them to partners so they can use them for the promotion of your next peak. And of course, you need to update our IR tracking tool and follow up with your partner. Then we are moving to the stage of evaluation of partnership. Here you need to discuss and check which things you need to start, and continue with your partner. How did you achieve your goal together, or how far are you from achieving your goal together? You need to also check quality of exchanges delivered. You can easily do it through standard survey and NPS, and you need to also revise your communication flow. As well, you have to do some showcasing of your IR partners. That in that case, what is helpful is creation of partnership report and showcasing of the EP story. Now, here are the concrete steps you need to take already now in order to establish partnerships for your summer peak. You can approach potential LCs from national partnerships. Our national partners so far in IGE are Italy, Germany, Greece, China, Canada, Denmark, Colombia, Brazil, and Hungary. In IGE, they are for now Brazil, Ukraine. Here are the next steps. With those LCs you have approached, you need to create the strategy to make both sides focus on the partnership. Because we have open platform system, we need to find a strategy to make our partners choose our opportunities and for our partners to attract EPs for our opportunities. And of course, we need to create an accountability system. So how often will we meet? What will be the system of tracking? Which working tools we will be using? And what will be the flow of our partnership? Also, if you see that your partnership is going on well and you want to capitalize on it and scale it up, you can work on innovation. For example, you can think about something as videos who get approved to our opportunities. So for OGXers to implement some discount system, we might be considering accepting people from our partners without interview or only based on video, or we can consider for asking our partners to make booklet of our opportunities in their local language in order to explain them better. In general, always try to create long-term partnership and build up the ownership in the LC. You can do funny things as filming videos with your LC saying hi to your LC partner and asking them to do the same. That can help you to boost your partnership and create good relationship among the LCs. And the last things you need to keep in mind about IR establishment and maintenance is always set the goal based on your data analysis. Take a look at the number of approvals and realizations with every entity, your overall goal, and distribute your overall goal amongst your partners. Always discuss entities' partners' timeline. Ask them about main peak of realization, main peak of attraction, main local project they are running, and goal of the project, of course. Also, you need to talk about the standards they offer and how they will make sure to implement those standards. And the whole LC, your LC, needs to know about your partner because all the people should be able to give the right information to strangers. And as, for example, if they would go to any kind of event and would talk to the startup CEO or the sales representative, they need to know who are your partners in order to already sell them better. That's it for now. Let's build and maintain the relationship. And you can, as always, ask your questions in comments. And for those who watch till the end, here is the question you need to answer in the form. Why do we need to establish IR partnerships and keep them? That would be it for today. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed.